Look at all them pedes.
Sherry.
Hey, Sherry! Is it Sherry or Cherie? Emphasis on she or re. Help me here, Ms. Slusher. It could be it's not even her Sherry watching, huh? Could be it's like somebody else on her account. That's what happens a lot. Kids don't have accounts, the parents do. I'm talking to the parents, the kids are like, Mom, somebody's talking to you. Some guy on the little machine here. Oh, it is Cherie or Sherry. Okay, emphasis on first syllable or last syllable. Help me here. And where are you from? It's like we're like hanging out. Like having coffee. Actually, I do have some coffee. So, all right. So, Sherry, how do you say your name? Where are you from? And, oh, sorry, Tiffany's butting in here. We're doing our conversation. Just kidding. Hey, Tiffany, how you doing? And Donna. Donna's back. All right. Always happy to see. She's always fun lady there, that Donna. So, and happy Friday to you. I tell you what, I'm kind of running things together. I'm like, what's going on? What's today? Is today the day that I have a live video feed? Oh, yes, it is. Yeah. Schedules are very important, folks. Hey, is it Tadia or Tasha? I'm just wondering. Ms. Lavu, how are you? All right. Peoria. All right. We'll go Ms. Slusher from Peoria. Hey, Tasha. Hey, Tiffany. Hey, Donna. Hey, Cherie. And Lisa, we got one more. Got 5 excited Coolidge kiddos here. I like that, Coolidge kiddos. That sounds like maybe they should change the high school mascot or something, wouldn't it? You know, instead of the bears, the kiddos. That'd be cool. Anyhow, hi, all 5 of you Coolidge kiddos that are excited out there. Which one of you knows what we're looking at here? Anybody know what that animal is? Hey, Ruby. You know what it is? Anybody? Let's see. See if you guys can tell me what it is that you're looking at there. See, if maybe it'll help we get the head a little bit for you. Is that good? I'll move my shadowy head out of the way. How's that? All right. So, and then Shirley Nat. Is it Shirley or Shirley? I'm just kidding, Shirley. Hey, Shirley. I've known Shirley for longer than most of you have been alive because we're both really old. And Shirley, I'm sipping coffee here, folks. I know it's annoying, isn't it? Anyway, Shirley, please don't comment any stories you may or may not have about me, okay? Yeah. If Shirley comments and starts typing away, oh, this one time, Wildman Phil and I, she's making stuff up. She's maybe a little deranged or something. I don't know. She's a great fictional writer. Oh, goodness. So, we homeschooled. Who is that? Lisa says Centipede. All right, so we got 1 vote that I saw for Centipede. I was busy drinking coffee over here, so this guy is giving you a little bit of help here by moving. How's that? Any other guesses? We got, now Bernadette says Millipede. Well, or Ben says Millipede. I see Ben, Millipede. Yeah. So we have Centipede. We have Millipede. Anybody else? Any other pedes or anything near that? Deborah. No, I'm not. Shirley, no, quit defending me. No. Shirley's a very nice lady. Yes, you are. She's not a fictional writer. All right. So, Lisa Keyser. Mom says Millipede. So we have 1 centipede. We have 2 millipedes. You're all going to be mad at me when I really answer it for you. Okay. Well, tell you what, enough of the chit-chat introduction stuff. Let's go ahead and let's talk myriapods. Woohoo! There you go. And hey, Donna. Hey, Donna from Chandler. By the way, Donna, your T-shirts are packaged and should be going out today. So watch your real live inbox. Thank you, Donna, for picking up your Wild Man Phil shirts via the emailing system. We've got a way better thing that's supposed to go live soon. Like literally, we'll make an announcement at the end. So stick around, everybody, for the end of today. And we can do that. So, and Tiffany from Kimball, Nebraska. Thank you. Wonderful place. Except for right now, it's probably still cold there. You guys aren't going to see much of anything right now except white, snow-covered plains. Beautiful time the rest of the year. And if you like white and cold, it's probably beautiful now. So what we're looking at here is actually a type of myriapod. You said centipede, you said millipede. Well, both of those are myriapods. But then again, so are potato bugs and roly-polies. But the millipede that you're looking at here, yes, it's a millipede. And the millipede that you're looking at here is an interesting, I think, cute little guy. You see, this particular millipede is actually fairly small. Let me give you an idea of how small what you've been looking at is. Let me get this cute little guy to go right on to, let's try it this way. Hold on, I got my finger in the way here. I got all kinds of fingery stuffity. Come here, crawl onto my finger. He's like, no, it kind of smells like human finger. Yeah, okay, let's get that and let him grab on there. There we go. Look at that cute little guy right there. Yes, this millipede, if you watch this on the big screen on your TV, it'll look really big, but then my finger looks like ginormous. So the millipede, I'm going to flip him around for you. My camera person is amazing. She is doing a great job here, and I'm really going to try not to upset her too much today. But this guy, to get a good close-up there, will it even focus if I don't know. Look at that. You can see the little legs and stuff on there. So, it's a millipede. The word millipede means 1,000 feet. Now, start counting the feet. Let me know what you get. Because, yeah, there's not going to be 1,000. You see, syllabuses, I have no idea what I was going to say. Millipedes actually have lots and lots of legs. The word millipede means 1,000 feet, but no millipede really has 1,000 feet. Now, different millipedes have different numbers of feet, depending on what type they are, the age of them, and so on. But the most legs that any millipede ever really has is 750. That's a lot of legs. But it's not 1,000 like the name millipede means. Milli means 1,000, pede means feet. But this guy here, if we were to count, which is going to be very tough because he's very small, we might be able to tell. And actually, the easiest way to count the legs on a millipede is to do a little math. Math is important, kids. You see, this guy's easy to see. He has segments on his body. See how he has black and yellow and black and yellow and black and yellow? And that each one of those is a ring or a segment. And you'll watch as he moves, he can kind of bend at the lines because these are different segments. And millipedes have 4 legs on every one of these segments, meaning that they have 4 feet. Obviously, each leg has 1 foot. But if you were to count each of these segments, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I have no idea, and I'm stopping now, and then multiply that by 4, you'll know how many legs he has, or supposed to have. Now, it could have been that he got in a fight or something, and he could have lost a leg or something, so you have to kind of look close and go, oh, I think there's one missing right there, and then do a little subtraction. And remember, multiplication, division always comes before the addition and the subtraction. That's how you do math. So when you write that formula out to find out the actual number of legs the millipede has, you'll probably end up with a number that's exactly like a lot. That would be a good answer for me. I'm good with that. But this guy, you can see, can walk pretty well. I'm going to put him back down on the ground so you can see him walking. That was more of a size thing. But you can see him moving there a little bit. This particular one here is actually an invasive here to the United States. It can be found in the southeastern part of the country. Came over from somewhere tropical, I think the Philippines or something, but now they live all over the southeastern U.S. They'll actually get to be a bit bigger than that, but you see this guy's only about 2 inches long, but that's because he's that type. I tell you what though, let me get another millipede out. This next millipede that I want to get out for you, I'm going to go ahead and just put him right down here next to it. I think you can see. Let's go in front of him, and then I'm going to put this guy away. So this guy, I think you can see, oh, my hand was in the way there, sorry. You can see he's a tad bit bigger. You see, this millipede you're looking at here is what we have here where I live in the deserts of the American Southwest. And this is actually one of the larger millipedes on the planet. There's actually, with millipedes, about 2,000 species. Just under that, but with subspecies and things, about 2,000 species. They're found on every continent except Antarctica. You guys know that one, right? Basically, everything lives everywhere except Antarctica. Nothing lives on Antarctica. millipedes that live in different environments. They can live in forests. They can live in rainforests. A lot of them do. They can live in deserty areas. And this one here is one that does just that. He lives in the desert area. And in fact, this guy, trying to see if we can rotate. I don't know if that helps you guys any. Oop, that doesn't help me any. Well, I'm going to let him move around a little bit. See if we can get him to show you the head real closely. I don't know that he's gonna. But you see all those legs in there? Look at all those legs. Yeah, so this guy, we could probably count his segments a little easier. 1, 2, 3, that's a lot of counting. And I'm just going to lay it back down here and let it get that good look at it. But millipedes are very important for the environment that they live in, whichever environment that is. You see, millipedes, they're what we call detritivores. A detritivore is something that eats decomposing matter. So these guys eat dead plants, dead leaves, every once in a while a little carrion, but no, they're eating decomposing dead plants. So they're like the cleanup crew, if you will. And that works out very well that we have these guys out there cleaning stuff up, right? But, of course, as he's out doing his own business, cleaning up the desert, eating all the dead leaves he can find, other things are looking for dinner too. And let's just say that, you know, maybe a bird or a toad or some kind of small mammal, a fox or something, sees this guy. He's thinking, dinner! And he wants to try and eat it. And, of course, sometimes they are successful at that. Now, you may have noticed how fast these guys are. And that by fast, I mean not very, right? Let me throw one more of these desert millipedes down here. We'll let him walk a bit for you. See if we can see how fast he can move. Go that way a little bit, buddy. Oh, he's going to show you a little bit of the defense that I was getting ready to show you. So this guy's walking along there. He's going, hey guys, look at me. I got a lot of legs, probably about 130 or so on this guy. You can see his little antenna in the front. He's walking around. He's looking for some decaying plants. And along comes something to eat him, like a wild man Phil. Oh, I'm going to eat you. Let me eat you. No, come here. I'm going to eat you. He takes and he curls his head under where I can't get to his head. And then if I mess with him enough, he curls into a little cinnamon roll. Yeah. Let me see if this guy here will show you any better. Yep, this guy, he's like, hey, I'll curl in. You got to realize these guys are used to being handled, so they come right back out and start cruising along. But if this guy's out there and something comes to eat him, he curls up on his side. He protects his soft little underbelly. Oh, there you go. There's a nice little, and then undoes. So I'm going to try and eat him. He wants to protect his underbelly, so he curls himself up with his head in the middle, and he looks like a little cinnamon roll. But boom, back out, and now he's making a run for it. Look at him go, look at him go. Oh, I don't know if I can catch you. Oh, end of the world for you. There you go. Look at that. Just, it's like it's a wild man Phil treadmill here. See, he just stays in place, and then the ground goes under him. Look at that. He thinks he's moving so fast too. It's funny. And this guy's trying to make a getaway. I don't know if you can see when they move, but their legs move in little waves. Like, it's really cool looking. Can you see that? Like they're all. I don't know about you, but I have a hard time controlling two legs sometimes. I'm like, hey, look, there's my buddy, and bloop, I trip and fall. These guys, they're like, oh yeah, no problem. I can control 100 plus legs easily. And he's walking along, looking cool. But when that animal goes to grab him, his hard shell. I don't know if you can't really feel that, but I can. That hard shell is his protection. He curls up, but then you might see. Goes to the bathroom. There's also a little yellowy spot here. That's because along the entire side of his body, he has a row of glands that secrete a substance that smells terrible. It's actually a type of poison, technically a type of cyanide. And if an animal's trying to eat this guy and he curls up sideways, guess what's facing up? Those glands. And so when that animal gets down, they go, what is that? It looked like food, and now it looks like a piece of poo. And oh, it smells terrible. And the animal ends up leaving it alone. You see that row of poison there smells terrible. And I don't know if you can see, there's a little bit of yellow on my fingers. There's yellows. That's the color. Oh, back over here. I'm Wildman Phil, the Millipede Wrangler. And so this guy, you can kind of see I've got some yellow on here. Well, Yeah, ooh, smell my finger. That's terrible, terrible. That thing's, it's terrible. So the animal leaves it alone, and of course he's good and safe. Now, of course, they may take a bite out of it, go, oh, it smells bad, but I'm super hungry. One lick of it, and they realize it tastes terrible as well. You don't want to eat a sandwich or lick your fingers in any way after holding a millipede. Now, these millipedes here, they're about 4, 5, 6 inches long. They'll get upwards to maybe 8 inches long. The largest millipedes on the planet actually live in Africa, and those guys can get up to 15 inches long, about as big around as my pinky finger, maybe closer to my ring finger. An interesting thing about the millipedes is that they have lots and lots of babies. These guys are kind of hard to hold on to today. They have live young, and a millipede will generally have about 500 live young. Yeah, that's a lot of little babies there. And they look like little tiny wormy maggoty things, and then they get bigger. And as they grow, the millipede gets more segments. Every time it grows bigger, it gets a new segment, and it gets 4 more legs. So the older he is, the more legs he has. And I say he. Let's check and see if this is a he. I should have checked beforehand. All right, here's how you can tell your boys from your girls in the millipedes. Luckily, there's something you can pick up. I'm going to bring it right up here so we can look closely. I'm going to try and point with my little forceps here. But on millipedes, grab on. Oh, there we go. Okay. If you count back the rings, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At the 7th segment, the males are missing their legs on that segment. Now, looking at this, I don't see any spot missing any legs, which means, whoa. Oh, look. I thought I had a cinnamon roll for a minute. So this one, not being real still, walk over. Nope, they're not. It doesn't seem to be missing a segment there. Well, maybe actually. Look at right there. See it? There's like a gap right there on my side, but it could be it's just missing a leg. Nope, I think there's a leg on your side, huh? Right in here. Well, you see how easy it is to tell a male from a female? All you got to do is find one, get real close, get it to quit moving, count back, do a little inspect. It's pretty hard to tell, but of course they can tell. We're going to go ahead and put him back. I do have another millipede I want to talk about here, and we'll drop this one onto our now dirty surface. You see it, they put little poop marks all over. That's another thing that a lot of animals do when they get scared. You can literally scare the poop out of them pretty well. One of the things I'm going to put down here is another millipede. Not quite as big, but pretty close. It's actually the same species as what I just showed you, but this is from a little bit different area, so it's a little bit different colored. I think it's a little prettier. I like the copper color. It looks pretty neat. Of course, they not only eat decomposing matter, but hey, they also will eat fresh fruit, if you will, because it's technically decomposed. I'm going to see if this guy wants a little bit of apple. And actually, my other ones I just had out, that may have slowed him down. If you look closely, I don't know how good our camera is today here. It's eating some apple. Can you see that? There you go. A little millipede lunch there. Working out pretty well. Well, now it's being good and still. Can you count back 7 joints and then see if there's legs under there? Kind of tough to see, huh? All right, well, you'll notice they have little legs that are on the bottom. Remember that, because that's going to come in handy in just a bit when we talk about differences between this guy and one that's actually on the dangerous side. But millipedes, by the way, a little bit about them while you're watching it eat a little breakfast there. Millipedes generally will live about 7 years or so, which, you know, for a bug, not too bad, really. And the centipedes are actually very sensitive to feeling vibrations. So a centipede, see if this guy wants some apple too, they can feel vibrations very well. And you see the antenna. The antenna, like any other animal with antennas, can feel kind of in a tasting kind of way. And now he's going, hey, there's an apple. And now they're both eating the apple. I don't know, can you see both of them from there? Yeah, see, there we go. And there you go. There's Millipede Buffet right there for you. So, let's recap. Millipede, 1,000 feet. don't really have 1,000 feet. Most of them have about 100, 140, 150, whatever. Upwards to, 750. They're found all over the place. There's a lot of different colorations, a lot of patterns. Some of them are brightly colored with stripes. Some of them just dull like that to help them blend in. And they are, our vocabulary word today, detritivore, meaning they eat dead plants, just like they're doing now, right? And their defense is curl up, use that hard shell for protection, and if that doesn't work, oh well, I smell bad, I taste bad, and it'll make you sick. Now, of course, that doesn't work on all animals, and so some of them still do eat them. In fact, if you remember back when we talked about the lemur, if you missed that one, you got to go watch that one. Lemur, cutest animal, right? They actually will eat millipedes. On the island of Madagascar where they live, when they find a millipede, they grab it in one hand, and they take and put spit all over that millipede, and they grab their furry, fluffy tail, and they scrub it, and they scrub the poison off, then they eat it. So, there's always a trick for every good defense you got going. But of course, they're pretty good sized creatures. They're quite harmless. They don't bite at all. If you happen to find one in your yard, that's good. They're okay. They're not eating the live plants in your garden. They're only helping to decompose everything that has died in there, all the little leaves and everything, right? And I say they're not dangerous. They are technically poisonous, meaning you don't want to eat one. You lick it, you get sick. That's a poison. But they're not venomous. They can't bite you and put a venom in you. So, with that being said, let's watch these guys eat just a bit here. Oh, any questions on millipedes? See, that means I've covered everything, right? Good. Oh, by the way, the millipedes are generally nocturnal. Oh, and they spend a lot of time underground. That's right, especially these desert millipedes. These guys don't usually come above the ground until we get our summer monsoon rains. And then they come out from the ground, they can walk around, it's a little cooler, they can get a drink, and they can start foraging on top. But it will come out, look around, find some food and stuff, go back under. But the millipede's a very, very, very interesting creature. But you see, there's another creature that's kind of similar to the millipede that a lot of people don't, they kind of confuse them. And I think it has to do with the whole pede name. The whole thing where they got their name because of all the legs that they have. In fact, the next group I want to talk about are a little bit different. These are the centipedes. So let's see if we can switch over to this guy here. Now, first off, you can see him kind of poking out here. He's got the antenna up, the big mouth right there. Oh, wait, nope, I'm kidding. That's the back end. The head end is actually over here. Let's see if we can get him to come out here. That's the head end, but he was faking us out by putting the tail end up. That's a very good defensive measure that we'll talk about in a minute. Now, this guy, he might run out of here. He's a little quicker than our millipedes were. So let me grab our millipede buffet here. Oh, look, I got all these, I know some of you are thinking some cinnamon rolls. Yeah. All right, well, those are the non-edible kind of cinnamon rolls. So what we're going to do here, though, is I'm going to go ahead and put this guy right in there. We'll see. There's the ground. Let me see if I can get the centipede out in the open where you can see him. Now, the easiest and best way for me to do it is to grab him with tongs, because now he's biting onto me. You can see his mouth right there. I'll hold with the tongs, point with the finger, but you can see his antenna sticking out here all curled up real nice. And then look right in here. You can kind of see, I'll rotate around, and he's biting my tongs pretty well. There we go. I'm going to put him down in here so you can see him. He's a little quicker, so I'm going to let him move around a bit for you. I purposely put him in something with a slippery side because, well, it just works out a lot better that way. I think you can see. Does that help any? Now he's in the light, or is the lighting okay there? Yes, no? Yeah, whatever. Well, we'll try this then. How's that? We'll keep him in the spotlight so you know what you're looking at. I don't know if you noticed the size of him, but you look at my hand and him. Yeah, he's a pretty good size centipede. This is one that's found right here in our deserts. And the centipede, you'll notice, has a lot of legs. Yeah, and the word centipede means 100 feet. Little underachiever, huh? Millipede's 1,000 feet. Centipede's 100 feet. Well, let's count those legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 42. That's right, he has 42 legs. Now, different centipedes have different. All right, we're gonna move that. See if we'll let the lighting work for you there. Okay. I'm used to using centipede lights to catch centipedes and know where they're at because I don't want to mess up and grab them. Oh, look, he wants to show you how well he can dig. See, that's the thing about having 42 legs. Now, different centipedes have different numbers of legs. In fact, some centipedes actually have 100 legs. Some have 200, 300, 350 legs sometimes. But most centipedes here in the U.S. and especially here in Arizona have 42 legs. And with 42 legs, he can dig well, as you saw. He can run fast, as you can kind of see. Let's see if we can get him into a sprint. You ready? And run! Run! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Look at him move. He didn't go very far. Yeah, that's why we call it a sprint. He can use those legs to catch his food. By the way, I'll answer the question I get a lot. No, he does not outrun a human. I've had a lot of people ask me that. They're like, hey, Wildman Phil, what do I do if a centipede chases me? You walk away. You have long legs. They have little legs. They're not going to chase you. And you're much faster than them. But for catching their food, which is crickets and cockroaches and beetles, these guys are insectivores. Well, actually, I would say more carnivore in general. Mostly insectivore, meaning they eat insects. But they'll eat things that aren't insects that kind of fit into being an insectivore, like scorpions. That's right, this guy here could eat a full-grown desert hairy scorpion that's almost as long as him. And I know you're wondering, wait a minute, scorpions have pinchers, they have legs, they have a stinger on the tip of their tail. What is it, how is this guy going to eat them? Well, because he has 42 legs. And he with the most legs wins. Well, at least in this case. You see, what he does is he grabs onto that scorpion and he puts his legs around it, he holds onto it with all of those legs, and he holds the tail where it can't move and sting him, and then the centipede just reaches underneath and bites the scorpion on the underside, injecting his venom. That's right, he does have venom. And he has, it's not really fangs, technically, but they're by his mouth. They're called envenomators, and when he stick those in. They're two hollow hypodermic needles connected to venom glands. He bites, putting those in, injecting that venom, and that goes through and makes you very, very sick. Of course, no human has ever died from a centipede bite. It's not something that's going to kill you. Well, here in Arizona. In other parts of the world, a little bit worse. There are some that actually have inflicted a lot of pain, and there are some accounts of people dying from it. Because, of course, there's a lot of different kinds. Once again, centipedes are found all over the planet, everywhere except Antarctica, and there's about 100 species of centipedes. And every one of them has a lot of legs, and they have a venom, at least of some variants of how toxic it is. Now, you'll notice the legs. Remember I mentioned on the millipede, those little tiny legs underneath that they were walking in a wave? Well, you see the centipede's legs stick out the side. You can see the legs from the top. And look at those segments there, and how many legs on each segment? It's only one pair. 2 legs for each segment. So there's your big difference. If you're not sure if what you found in your yard is a centipede or a millipede, what you want to do is get down there real close to it and then just kind of look at the legs. No, you don't want to get close and count the legs and see how many. No, you don't want to do that. You want to leave it alone. Now, of course, while he's out walking around looking to eat his scorpions and his crickets and his cockroaches, or in some cases, as we're about to find out, something even bigger like mice and lizards, other animals are looking for food. So, yeah, once again, let's say that we have, I don't know, a bird, a toad. They like to eat centipedes. Let's say a bigger centipede maybe. Yeah. They come after him. Well, what's he going to do? He's going to bite. Okay. How is he going to bite? Well, he has that venom. Oh, and of course, he can run very fast as well. But his coloration keeps most things away. A lot of birds don't mess with him because they see colors. And once again, he's aposematic. Remember, that means that he has the danger color. So animals think he's dangerous, they leave him alone. Now, some are a little bit more aposematic than others. In fact, let's trade spots here for just a bit. And let's look at another centipede. What we're going to do here is, tell you what, let me move that out of the way. This guy's not doing a whole lot of anything anyway. We like him that way, so we'll follow him, stick him right there. But then, let's try this guy here. This centipede is another one found right here in the desert. This centipede is invisible. Look at that. Oh no, he's in there. He's just hiding under this little log here. I don't know if you can kind of see. This is a nice little piece of log. But tell you what, I'll rotate this so that camera looks like... here, let me switch sides there. Sorry. All right, here we go. The world's spinning again. This guy is a little bit different looking, a little bit bigger. And I think we can see him sleeping under... Whoop, yep, he saw me. Nope, get back in. Okay. Well, there you go. His head's popping out that side. No, his head's popping out that side. No, his head's popping out that side. Woo, where's he going to come out next? That's like one of those little whack-a-mole things. No, don't hit the centipede in the head. But they like to sleep underground and live underground, and that's what he's doing right now. At night is when he's going to come out and move around. So he's sleeping, and I woke him up a bit. But I want you to see exactly what he looks like. So what we're going to do is I'm going to grab the tiger centipede, and I'm going to put him right back in here. There you go, buddy. Let go of my... There we go. So the tiger's now put away. That's right. I wrangled him. I am the tiger centipede king. All right. So let's go ahead and see if I really am. I'm going to get in the ring with the biggest, the largest in all of North America, the largest in the continental United States. I had to say continental because Hawaii, they got some huge centipedes there. But let's see if we can get this guy and put him in the big tank. Let's see. All right, got him here. He's grabbing pretty well right there. Let's see if we can find the head on this guy. And there we go. I think we can see it. Let me put him in here very carefully. I'm gonna move him over to here. And there we go. Look at him run. This guy is quick. I love when they run how their whole body does move back and forth because of the way their legs move. And it's just so fun to watch, isn't it? I mean, look at that. This guy, of course, it's only fun if you're not a grasshopper or a mouse. Yeah, these guys will eat mice. They'll eat lizards. They'll eat small snakes. They'll eat a horse. They'll eat a jaguar. Oh, no, okay, I got carried away. No horses, no jaguars. But this guy, you can see, is pretty good size. Not full grown yet, by the way. No, this guy here can get upwards to about 9 or 10 inches long, believe it or not. But he's still not the largest on the planet. That would actually be found in South America. The largest centipede is the Amazonian giant centipede, and they'll get actually over 12 inches long. So this guy, he's about 6.5, 7, I think. I haven't measured him in a while, but you get the idea. I mean, look at my hand, and this guy, you know, he's a pretty good sized centipede. Now I want to show you the parts of the centipede. First off, before we do, I want to just quickly, because people are going to ask, do they lay eggs? They have live young. They have live young as well. And also, they don't have near as many. Remember the millipede? The female can have 500 babies. Well, these guys can only have about 50 or 60. I've heard some cases of like 70, but around 55, 60-ish. That's still a lot of babies. That's a lot of little pinchers there trying to bite you, right? But remember, they are venomous. They have the venom, not the poison. Now, I talk about centipede bites. Are they painful? Very painful. Have I been bit? Maybe, maybe not. I started my experience with centipede bites with having a younger brother, because that's what younger brothers are for, is to help you learn. And I didn't put things in his bed or anything like that, but I was there the first time my brother got bit by a centipede. It was just a general typical centipede that he got bit by. There's a whole long story behind it, but basically it did leave a pretty good sized welt, and he was actually in a lot of pain. But then there's the giant desert centipede. You see, these guys have a much stronger toxin than the others. In fact, I know you want to know how that all works and what it looks like. So now that it's being nice and still, I'm going to try and show you an up-close look at the fangs. Now, they also have little legs you're going to see that they're very pointed. A lot of people think that if a centipede walks across you, every one of those little legs right there is going to actually stick into you, and every one of them is going to pull a poison in you. No, they can grab on pretty well. They usually can't get through skin, at least not thick human skin like mine, I hope. Anyway, but if we grab this guy and get him where he can't bite, we can look at the fangs. If he does bite me, don't turn off. Just keep rolling, because I'm going to start screaming like a baby and stuff. This is not fun. But I know you want to see those fangs, so let's pin this guy's head down here. Let's not worry about the legs there. And let's go ahead and look. Now you bit onto a little something there, buddy. All right, I'm gonna, sorry, back over this way. All right, I think everybody can see these little fangs right in here. See these things? See those? Look at that. Those. That's what you don't want stuck into you right there. Those right there put a nice venom into you, and it's super, super painful. Yeah. Now, I want you to back up a bit and look at the legs here. Look at all these legs. Up, and the back ones are grabbing on pretty well, sticking into me. There might be a little blood later. You can definitely, how you doing there, guys? You can see all of these legs grabbing on and actually making them look a little longer. But one of the things you'll notice about this guy is the head and the tail look the same. Remember when I first got into that tiger centipede and I said, there's his head, he's going to attack me. It was his tail, big faker. It works out well because let's say this guy's out running around, right? He's out in the wild and something comes across him. Before they even touch him, if he thinks that there's anything even nearby, what he does first is he grabs on with his mouth and his legs and waves that tail around in the air. Now, by doing that, it makes this look like the head, the animal trying to eat him, like a bird or something, thinking, oh, I better kill it quickly. They go to grab it by the perceived head. The real head turns and grabs him back, and of course they get bit. They leave him alone, and he's safe. Now, once again, he probably won't ever get to that whole stage. Why? Aposematic. You see the colors? He's got red, he's got yellow, and the black. These danger colors that animals know means, leave me alone, I'm dangerous. And so the animals, leave him alone, he's dangerous. And it works out well. Now you can see this guy holding on pretty well. I don't know what it looks like to you, like if these legs are trying to tear me up and all that. But what I'm more worried about, of course, is this part here. Now, of course, I get that question a lot. You ever been bit by one of these things? Yeah, I do not suggest doing that. I will tell you right now, I've endured a lot of things in my life as Wild Man Phil. I have had lots of painful experiences. None of them really on purpose, if you will. I know some people are like, you're grabbing a centipede. He bit you, you're shocked. Well, that's different. I'm not like, oh, look at me, I'm Coyote Peterson. You know, no. But this guy here, he has the most painful bite I have ever experienced. Now, I've been bit by rattlesnakes, stung by scorpions, I've broken bones, I have endured what I thought was pain. And then I got bit by a giant desert centipede. And let me tell you, that is the most painful thing I have ever experienced in my entire life. This thing here, now I had a little bit worse bite than most. I was doing what I'm doing now. I was talking to a group. I was showing them the centipede. They were getting nice close pictures. Oh, it's great. Look at that. Oh, it's grabbing him. Wonderful. And it started squirming, and I didn't care because I'd never been bit before, and I didn't know any better. I kind of knew better. But anyway, as he was turning around, he ended up biting me right in my thumb with one of the envenomators, and I let him sit there, and he was chewing. I'm like, look, he's putting venom in. Get pictures. Yay. And everybody enjoyed it. And then I ended up putting him away, and then I started feeling the most intense pain I've ever felt in my life. Long story short, I ended up with a lot of medicine in me, and I'm not a medicine guy. I ended up, I almost said I'm not a medicine man, but that goes without saying. I'm Dr. Phil. There's a big difference. No, I got bit by this guy, not this one, it was a different one, and ended up in a lot of pain, ended up in the hospital, and it was a huge mess. And to this day, and I learned other things because of that. Like I learned, and this is good for everyone out there, but something I learned, that no matter how much pain I'm in and how much I thought this hurt, apparently it's not worse than childbirth. Yeah, I made that mistake of saying that it was, and I was put in my place. Apparently that is even more painful. But this thing here inflicted a lot of pain. I have no intentions of ever getting bit by a giant desert centipede again. And with that being said, I'm making sure that these things here are definitely clear of my fingers. And I think everybody can see this. Now, I know what you're thinking right now. You're thinking, how do you get that thing off of you? Yeah, I don't know, really. Never done this before. No, I'm kidding. I could. And I know you want to see it put down because it's going to run once I do. And that's actually the tricky part, because right now he's holding on with, about 35, 40 legs. And if I go ahead and let go of him here, he's just going to bite, and I'm going to scream, and you're going to laugh, and it's just going to be, it's not good for our relationship. Yeah. So let's go ahead and let's put him back down into here. And let's see. Let go of my Black Box Theater bracelet there. All right, there we go. So I've got him holding on here. I'm going to put him down here so he feels... Oh, that didn't work as planned. Nope, that's not the ground. So the trick is for him to grab the ground and think that he can get away as soon as I let go. And now he's like, where's that guy that was grabbing me? I'm going to bite him. Go ahead. Nope, there, he's looking for me. Haha, I'm over here. Alrighty, now, hey, look at him. He's like, hey, what's going on? Now, since he's pretty upset right now, I'm not really going to reach in and do it. But with these guys, it is possible to actually have them just crawl onto your hand without biting you. But because they're always feeling with these antennae, those antennae, these antennae, there we go. Since he's holding on with those, when he's feeling with those, when I put my hand down, he might go, hey, that's a person. A person was just holding me. And then he'll try and bite me because that's what they do. But in any case, that is the centipede. So, what is it with the centipede? Recap. We've got 100 legs, or 42 in that case. This guy lives in the desert. They live in rainforested areas and forests and lots of different places. But they do eat bugs. They eat meat. They eat mice. These guys are definitely carnivores. They do have animals try to eat them, but guess what? They're going to go ahead and they're going to be left alone because they're aposematic, having those bright colors, and, well, they can bite and inflict a lot of pain. Pretty good size. These guys are out there helping us by eating all the bugs, coming out generally at night. Every once in a while you might find one out during the day, but they're primarily nocturnal, and they'll live about 5 or 6 years. Oh, and what's the difference then between the centipede and the millipede? Well, I tell you, but what? One more quick recap while we're looking here. And so you got the centipede and the millipede. Now, is it always a size difference? Centipedes are bigger. No. Centipedes, millipedes, different sizes depending on species and so on. But looking from the top of this millipede, you cannot see the legs because all the legs are little tiny legs on the bottom. Whereas this guy has his legs sticking out the side. And, of course, 4 legs for every segment on the millipede, whereas the centipede has only 2. And of course, this guy has a poison, the millipede. That guy, the centipede, has a venom that he bites and injects into you. So, and of course, one's eating decomposing matter, one's eating bugs and stuff. But with that being said, let's go ahead and give you guys a big announcement. Everybody ready? All right, good, because we've had a lot of people helping us quite a bit. And while we're talking centipede, watching this guy hopefully not move around too much. First off, again, thank you for all the support. It has been amazing. We've been doing this, trying to give everybody something to do so I can still do my job of sharing animals with people and helping them to understand exactly how important they are. Every donation we get does definitely help, and we do appreciate that. Being that we're actually through a nonprofit organization, we really appreciate all of those things. But the other thing is that a lot of people have been asking about merchandise. Also, a lot of people have been asking about how can we go out with you into the wild and look for these things? Well, as soon as we're allowed to hang out together again, we'll do that. So make sure and keep that in mind as well. But merchandise, people are like, oh, I want some Wildman Phil stuff. And we're fine with that. We love that. We have merchandise. It's just that normally I'm doing a live show, and then we have a table set up. You come up and you get it later. So we never had to worry about all this online stuff. But as of today, that has changed. That's right. I'm going to put the link in the comments here. Actually, I'll probably put it in the description so it's easier for you to find. So all you got to do is click on that link and go to our new online store. Now, I will tell you, you guys that are watching right now, all right, you got a little bit of a head start and an inside look on everybody. But it also means that you're the very first ones. And it's kind of like buying that first year they make a certain car. There might be some glitches. So please be patient. We're hoping that everything works, but we haven't seen any traffic through it and all that yet because it's brand spanking new. So please don't be too mad, but please let us know if there is some glitches or something. If there's something that you would like to see, maybe you're a coffee drinker and want a Wildman Phil or a Stumpy the Tortoise or a Hey, I'm a Centipede coffee mug, whatever, I don't know. But But we have cool stuff. We have bracelets, we have DVDs, full-length stand-up shows of mine with live animals, 3 different ones of those. We have a few different t-shirts available. We have adult sizes, we have youth sizes, we have stuff for ladies, we have stuff for boys. And bigger boys, we call those men sometimes. So whatever it is that you guys want, check it out, see if you want something on there. Thank you again for doing that. One more time, I do want to put a shout out to our sponsor, Abiding Impressions, not only for the apparel, but also for helping us work with the online store and get this going to help serve you guys. And we've got some other big things coming up in the works. One of those being that we're going to give you next week a very interesting on-location look at a very important program going on to help owls here in Arizona. You definitely want to stick around and watch that one. I think that's Wednesdays. And then we have open mic on Thursday, which is, hey, I'll take whatever questions you have and I'll answer them. How's that? But then we have a bonus Wild Man Phil live this week, and that's going to be through the Boys and Girls Club. So I'll get that information out there for you. So if you want to watch that one, you can and get a 6th episode. But all this is going to be put out on the page. Hopefully you can find all that and you will enjoy it. Once again, thanks again for following. Thank you to Brave Wilderness, Mario, Mark, Coyote. You guys are great. Everybody else, hope you guys enjoyed learning the difference between your centipede that you don't want to mess with and your millipede that you don't want to eat. All right? With that, see you on Monday morning. Monday morning is a very important one because we're getting a lot of questions. People are like, hey, what snake should I keep as a pet? Monday morning is what snake is the best pet for me. We're going to talk about a number of them that are good for the pet trade and a number of them that are not, and let you know what would be good for you to keep as a pet. Now, maybe you're not wanting a pet snake. Watch it anyway. See what kind of weird people keep snakes as pets, right? In any case, it's a good time to learn more about snakes that you might see when you're at your neighbor's house or your friend's house. So, with that, thanks again for tuning in. I appreciate the support. Hope you enjoyed learning about these creepy, crawly creatures of the nature. And we'll see you then Monday, 11 o'clock Arizona time, right back here.